I didn't flinch when she said it. I didn't cry. I just watched her mouth curl into that cruel little smile she's sworn my entire life. You'll never be as good as your sister. The words were unnew. They'd been carved into me since childhood at birthdays. In school plays, in whispered comparisons, when she thought I wasn't listening. My sister, the golden one, me, the shadow. But this time was different because I had the knife. Growing up, I used to think her approval was oxygen. I cased it like a starving dog. Grades, trophies, scholarships. And every single time, she'd remind me that my sister had it better, faster, cleaner. You believed her until I stopped. The day I saw her ask my sister for a loan, something cracked. The almighty woman woe lorded power over me suddenly looked small, desperate. My sister bailed her out. Of course she did. The illusion shattered. I realized my mother wasn't a queen. She was a parasite. And parasites survive by feeding on Thuic. For years, I was her easiest meal. Not anymore. The betrayal wasn't sudden. It was constant. A drip of poison disguised as love. She praised my sister's beauty while mocking my crooked teeth. She bragged about my sister's promotions while reminding me of every ejection letter I ever got.
She never said,
I'm proud of you. Not once. Others, what she didn't notice. Every insult, every slight, every cruel comparison. It trained me not to crumble, to sharpen. I stopped needing her love the day I realized she couldn't tappert her own life. The bills piled up, credit cards maxed, loans denied. Shuddered to me with that same sneer, asking for just a little help. She expected the obedient daughter to hand over her savings, no questions asked, is mild. I said yes, but inside I was already. Building the trap, I didn't give her money, I gave her rope. Every bill forwarded, I documented. Every leash told my sister about unexpected dexness, I traced. I built a ledger off her manipulations, a neat little archive off her greed. I started small, payingly what she absolutely needed just now to keep her afloat. She thought she had me wrapped. In truth, I had her dependency coiled tighter around her throat with every check I wrote. The bodhi of it was patience. Parasites get careless when they think the host is secure. Then tonight came Fam Ledner, the same suffocating dining room where she'd humiliated me 100 times. My sister sat across from me, flawless as always, sipping wine and unaware of the storm I'd brought in my pocket. Mother leaned back, her glass raised, her face lit with that familiar design. And she said it, the line, "Id hard my whole life. You'll never be as good as your sister." But this time, I didn't swallow it. I didn't shrink. It stood calm, steady. I said, "Then ask her to pay your bills." Silence. You could hear the clock ticking on Thruel. My sister's glass froze midair. Mimother's face went pale, then red, then pale again. I didn't stop. I pulled out the folder I'd brought. Her debt statements, her loan requests, every desperate text she'd sent me at midnight. I laid them on the table like evidence in a trial. My sister's eyes widened as she scanned the numbers. Thevication's mother had claimed were gifts from friends. The medical bills she'd sworn were emergencies, lies unraveled on by one. My mother tried to speak, but her voice cracked. For the first time, the woman who always had a cutting garm had nothing sharp left to throw. The room wasn't mine as a child, but it was mine tonight. I watched her shrink under the weight of exposure. Miss Sister's admiration, the crown she wore like armor, slipped from her head and drolled across the table. Because here was the truth in black and white. The golden daughter hadn't been paying foremothers. Sins I had quietly, relentlessly for years, and now I was. I didn't yell. Each just leaned forward and spoke so softly that he had to lean in to hear it. You've compared me to her my entire life, right? But difference is when you fell, I caught you. She didn't. I slid the folder to my sister. From now on, she can decide if she wants. 2. The silence he thought followed wasn't awkward. It was surgical. My mother looked at me like she didn't recognize who I'd become. Good, that was the point. The obedient touter was gone. All that remained west One thing she never thought I could. Adored. Stronger than her. Walking out of that dining room felt like exhaling after years underwater. I didn't need her approval. I didn't need her love. And I certainly didn't need her comparison. I had given her exactly what gave me all my life, an impossible standard. Let's see how she measures up without me carrying her weight. Justice doesn't always come with handcuffs. Sometimes it comes with silence. With a single sentence, with the room gone stilled, a woman finally stripped of her crown.